In 1811, a group of English textile workers began smashing machines. Not in a riot. Not in a frenzy. They organized, sent letters of warning signed by a fictional leader named Ned Ludd, and systematically destroyed the mechanical looms that were replacing them. The British government responded by deploying 14,000 soldiers, more troops than Wellington had taken to fight Napoleon in the Iberian Peninsula. Breaking a machine became a capital offense. Men were hanged for destroying looms. They were called Luddites. And for 200 years, their name has been used as an insult, a synonym for someone who fears progress, who does not understand technology, who stands in the way of the future. But the Luddites were not stupid. They were not afraid of machines. They were skilled craftsmen, weavers who had spent years learning their trade, watching their livelihoods destroyed by machines that could do their work faster and cheaper. They understood the technology perfectly. What they feared was not the loom. It was what the loom meant for them. Sound familiar? Every major communication and automation technology in history has triggered the same panic. The same pattern. The same arguments. And every time, the catastrophic predictions were partly wrong and partly right, in exactly the ways nobody expected. The printing press. When Johannes Gutenberg introduced movable type around 1440, the Catholic Church panicked. If anyone could print anything, how would the Church control what people believed? They were right to worry. Within 80 years, Martin Luther printed his 95 Theses and split Christianity in half. The printing press did not just spread knowledge. It destroyed the Church's monopoly on truth. Decades of religious wars followed. But it also created the scientific revolution, the Enlightenment, and the foundation of every democracy on earth. The telegraph. Samuel Morse sent the first message on May 24, 1844, "What hath God wrought?" Critics said it would spread lies faster than truth. They were right. Financial speculators used the telegraph to manipulate markets before anyone else knew what was happening. But it also connected continents, enabled coordinated disaster response, and created the modern news wire service. The telephone. Alexander Graham Bell patented it in 1876. Critics said it would destroy face-to-face conversation, enable criminals to plan without meeting, and spread disease through shared mouthpieces. The privacy concern was real, wiretapping became an immediate problem. But the idea that nobody would want a phone in their home was spectacularly wrong. The automobile. People called it a devil wagon. Cities passed laws requiring a person to walk in front of each car waving a red flag. The horse industry, which employed millions, collapsed within 2 decades. Traffic deaths soared. But the automobile also connected rural communities, enabled suburbs, created the middle-class vacation, and restructured the entire geography of civilization. Radio. Television. The calculator. The personal computer. Video games. The internet. Social media. Smartphones. Every single one triggered predictions that ranged from utopian to apocalyptic. Every single time, the truth was somewhere in the middle, and the specific consequences were different from what anyone predicted. Now we are doing it again. With artificial intelligence. The pattern is always the same. A new technology appears. It can do something that previously required human skill. A group of people who possess that skill see their livelihood threatened. They protest. They are called Luddites. The technology advances anyway. Some predictions of disaster come true. Others do not. New jobs appear that nobody imagined. And within a generation, nobody can remember what life was like before. The Luddites lost. The machines stayed. The British textile industry boomed. And the weavers who had spent years perfecting their craft were replaced by children operating machines in factories, children who worked 14-hour days, who lost fingers in the machinery, who were paid a fraction of what a skilled weaver had earned. The Luddites were not wrong about what would happen to them. They were wrong about whether anyone would care. The Industrial Revolution created more wealth than any event in human history. It also created working conditions so horrific that they led to the labor movement, child labor laws, unions, and eventually the modern welfare state. The technology was not the villain. The distribution of its benefits was. This is the lesson that matters for AI. Not whether the technology works, it does. Not whether it will displace jobs, it will. The question that the Luddites asked in 1811, and that we should be asking now, is the same question. Who benefits? Who loses? And does anyone in power care enough about the losers to do something about it? The 2023 Future of Jobs report predicted 83 million jobs destroyed by automation versus 69 million created, a net loss of 14 million jobs globally within 5 years. The printing press created more literate people. The loom created cheaper clothing. The automobile created freedom of movement. AI creates, what, exactly? Efficiency? Content? Profit for the companies that own the models. 200 years ago, skilled weavers smashed machines because they understood something that the people celebrating progress refused to acknowledge. Technology does not lift all boats. It lifts some boats and sinks others. And the people in the sinking boats are not Luddites. They are not stupid. They are not afraid of the future. They are drowning in it. The machines won in 1811. They will win again. The only question is whether this time, someone builds the lifeboats first.